listening to Houston Real Estate Radio. I'm your host, Shannon Register, and every week we bring you news and information you can use. And this week we're focusing on the veterans. We just celebrated Veterans Day. So we want to talk a little bit. Last segment we talked with USAA about their mortgage lending. And this segment, I want to talk with a broker who's actually worked with them on some deals. And of course, I myself, having been married to a service member, I have gone through the process of getting a loan with USAA. So we want to talk about that and give you some things that can help you to make the process go a little bit smoother for you. So at the end of this segment, we're going to have a list for you. So be listening for that list. This segment, I've got Keith Hebert here in the studio with me. Keith's a broker, a real estate broker, and works at Registered Real Estate Advisors and does a lot of deals with veterans. You know, we see fewer veteran deals in Houston because we don't have a big, we don't have a lot of bases close by here. But when you're in a place like Killeen, Texas, you see a ton of VA loans. I think the fact that we don't see as many VA loans, people aren't as trained on what to do in a VA loan, because I know when we first got our first VA loan, we were living in Killeen, and everybody knew the process. It was so well known because all our friends knew it. Everybody knew it. It was everybody. I mean, you walked into a real estate office and they knew you were getting a VA loan. So the process was very much laid out. So we're going to lay that out for you at the end of the show. But this segment, I want to talk with Keith. So welcome back. You've been on a lot. So and you know the drill.
Well, thanks again, Shannon. I really appreciate it. It's great to share information, especially today is I think it's really important for veterans to understand, and active duty personnel.
You want them to get their benefits.
Yeah, they deserve it.
They deserve, and they should get. And so knowing that process is very important. So let's talk a little bit about that. What's been your experience with working with USAA as a lender?
Well, I've had some really great experiences. And to be honest, I've had some challenging experiences. And worse, I've had some disasters.
You've gone through it all. Well, I can tell you personally, the first loan we ever got, the first VA loan that I ever got many moons ago, I remember 2 days before the closing, we were closing with USAA, and 2 days before the closing, somebody from the underwriting department called me, and they wanted a copy of mine and my husband's diploma. I literally had to take apart the frames, get our diplomas out, and make copies and send to them. Why would they need our diplomas? That's crazy.
It is crazy.
We both have careers since then. We didn't need our diplomas for anything. I was a teacher at the time. My degree wasn't in teaching. He was an officer in the military. It was just silly.
That's one of the examples of those overlays that USAA has because of the people they basically broker their loans to a company called PHH, and those overlays are what is really a problem for using USAA.
They're great to work with. I mean, I still have my insurance with USAA. They are great people to work with. I mean, you call, they are so nice, so respectful, very wonderful to work with. But I see their loans having some issues. Right.
Well, they specialize in insurance. They are very good with veteran insurance. But in their loan department, they have some challenges. That makes it rough for veterans and for the homes that veterans are buying. It really kind of puts a bad taste in people's mouth.
How are they different from other lenders?
Well, again, they broker loans through a company called PHH, and that company has overlays. And you have a batch processing where maybe 6 or 7 people will touch that loan, and you can't really ever find out where your loan is. It's very hard to figure out what's going on there. Mm-hmm. Where if you go to a private mortgage banker, that LO is in charge of your loan, and they have a processor. And those two people touch your loan. You could call that LO and figure it out right away. Yeah.
I mean, they're really not a lender per se, but they do it just to be a one-stop shop for veterans. And Correct. They do a lot of it, but it can be a strenuous process. You can, as a veteran, you can get good deals here in Texas using the Texas Veterans Land Board, and also, and there's some other programs. Right. So you can do a VA loan through a lot of different resources, and the Texas Veterans Land Board on top of it can give you an even better rate.
Right. Well, this is where a local VA lender or local broker, especially in Texas, can offer you a Seth VA loan. And what that is a down payment assistance program that will allow up to 106% of the loan. So you won't have to pay, a down payment or closing costs. It'll all be covered in the loan. In fact, you can get money back at closing by using a Seth VA loan, and that is only in Texas. If that's it's Southeast Texas Housing Financial Corporation for Texas residents.
Wow. So Texas veterans can get it?
Yes.
And active duty can get it. So that's the Seth VA loan. And that's a really unique product.
That's a very cool product for someone who wants to actually walk away from the table with money to maybe buy a little furniture.
Yeah, because usually you pay that upfront fee with a VA loan.
Right.
So they don't have to have down payment money. So that's really, really good.
Yeah, that's really, an awesome program. And you can only get that from a private mortgage banker in Texas.
Not USAA.
Not USAA.
Oh, okay. All right. So I know USA has some strict guidelines when they do process a loan, and but it doesn't really matter what loan you go, whether you go through USAA or you go through another lender. It doesn't really matter. There are some things that you're going to need no matter what.
Right. And we're gonna actually scroll that list for you. But you need to pay attention to your credit score. With USAA, you're gonna need a 640. With private lenders, you can get down to 580. Now, in Seth programs, you're going to need, about a 640 minimum score. And it depends on how much money you want back, whether you want 2%, 4%, or 6% back.
Yeah.
That's going to help. That's going to dictate your interest rate.
All right, very good. Well, thanks for the great information, Keith. We appreciate it. We want to just give a great shout out to all of our veterans out there. We appreciate you guys, appreciate what you do for our country and for our communities, because a lot of retired military folks do a lot in our communities. They do a lot of volunteer work. They own a lot of small businesses and do a lot right here at home as well as abroad. So we appreciate all that you guys do. If you've got a real estate question, you can give us a call at 844-788-9444. You can reach Keith, me, that way and ask any questions that you have. We've got a veteran who's going to come in and give you the list that's going to make the process for getting a loan, for getting a VA loan, a little bit easier. And really, this process is a good list for anybody who wants to get a loan, but specifically for VA loans. So,
you need to take responsibility for pulling all this information together to make sure your loan goes through properly, and that's anybody.
On your feet. All veteran and active duty military. Take some personal responsibility. This is what you need to be able to get a loan.
Okay, these are the items you'll need. A DD-214, a certificate of eligibility, the last 2 years of your W-2 forms, the most current 30 days pay stubs, most current 3-month bank statement for all accounts, last 2 years of tax returns, most currently quarterly statement for your 401k, the name and the number of current and previous landlords, letters of explanation for any derogatory accounts, rental agreements if applicable, divorce decree, child support order if applicable, 12 months payment history printout from the Office of the Attorney General if using child support income. If a borrower is a cosigner of a note but does not make the payments, we need copies of the canceled checks from the person making the payments for the last 12 months. If using Social Security income, we need the most current award letter. That is it.
It sounds like a lot, guys, but it's easy to get this stuff and email it over to your lender. Waiting to the last minute is when it's hard. It will speed up the process of getting you a loan. And if you missed this list, watch the video online at HoustonRealEstateRadio.com. And if you have questions about it, give us a call, 844-788-9444. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Imagine you and your family return from a tropical vacation to find that one of your pipes burst, flooding your entire house. Are you fully covered? Will you only receive $100 for your TV that cost you $2,000 just 2 years ago? Will your insurance company pay for you to live in a hotel while your home is being repaired? What if on that same trip you lose your wedding ring? Will your home insurance coverage replace that as well? All insurance policies are not created equal. If you don't know the answer to these questions, you're not alone. Most people don't understand the gaps in their coverage until it's too late. Call Goosehead Insurance today and let one of our agents review your current policy to ensure that you are fully covered. At Goosehead Insurance, we understand the power of choice. Instead of working for a single insurance company, our agents have access to over 20 A-rated carriers. This allows us to craft a policy to fit your particular lifestyle, budget, and needs. It also enables us to reshop your policy in the future, if necessary, saving you time and money. No need to look for another agent. At Goosehead, we've got you covered. Our agents will walk you through each policy decision so that you have the coverage you need. If that's not reason enough, talk to one of our happy clients. Our client satisfaction scores are 3 times the industry average. To experience the Goosehead Insurance difference, visit us online at goosehead.com or call us at 800-474-1377.